On April 20th, 2026, a two-alarm apartment fire broke out in the Woodbridge, Virginia area along the Richmond Highway corridor, a densely populated stretch of Prince William County characterized by multi-family housing, commuter infrastructure, and rapid residential expansion. The fire began in the early afternoon, around 2 p.m., inside a three-story apartment structure. According to public incident reporting, the origin of the fire is believed to have been on either the second or third floor before rapidly extending into a shared stairwell and spreading into multiple residential units. This pattern of vertical and lateral fire movement is consistent with known vulnerabilities in multi-unit residential construction, where stairwells, hallways, and ventilation systems can unintentionally accelerate the spread of smoke and flame once fire breaches compartmentalized barriers. The response to the incident was immediate and substantial. More than 24 firefighters from the Prince William County Fire and Rescue were dispatched, with mutual aid assistance from neighboring Fairfax County units. The fire was elevated to a two-alarm classification, indicating both the intensity of the blaze and the operational resources required to contain it. Fire crews worked for over an hour to extinguish the flames, conduct search and rescue operations, and ventilate affected units to reduce smoke accumulation and structural heat retention. The coordination between jurisdictions reflects standard emergency management protocols in Northern Virginia, where population density and interconnected road networks necessitate regional cooperation during major incidents. The human consequences of the fire were significant, though no fatalities were reported in available public records. 3 adults were transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. In addition to these injuries, the evacuation process itself was hazardous. One resident escaped by jumping from a second-story window, while another was rescued from the 3rd floor using a ground ladder deployed by firefighters. Several additional residents were assisted from balconies, underscoring the importance of exterior rescue capabilities when interior escape routes become compromised by smoke or heat. In total, at least 18 residents were displaced after county officials determined the structure unsafe for continued occupancy. Approximately 12 apartment units were reported as directly impacted by fire, smoke, or water damage from suppression efforts. Temporary housing assistance was coordinated through the American Red Cross in partnership with the property management entity responsible for the building. While the cause of the fire remains under investigation, the structural behavior of the incident aligns with well-documented fire dynamics in multifamily housing. The National Fire Protection Association has consistently identified residential structures as the most common site of fire incidents in the United States, with cooking, electrical failures, and heating equipment representing the leading ignition sources. Once ignition occurs in a densely packed apartment environment, fire spread is often influenced less by the initial cause and more by building design features such as stairwell configuration, fire door integrity, and the presence or absence of sprinkler systems. In this case, the involvement of a shared stairwell is particularly significant. Stairwells in multi-story buildings are designed as protected evacuation routes, but they can become conduits for vertical fire spread if fire-rated doors fail to close properly or if smoke pressurization overwhelms containment design. Once compromised, a stairwell can function as a chimney effect pathway, drawing heat and smoke upward and exposing multiple floors simultaneously. This dynamic significantly increases the complexity of firefighting operations and often necessitates simultaneous interior suppression and exterior rescue strategies. At the policy level, apartment fire safety in the United States exists within a multi-tiered regulatory framework that includes local building codes, state enforcement agencies, and federal guidance systems. The International Code Council provides model fire codes that are adopted and modified by local jurisdictions, such as Prince William County. These codes regulate sprinkler installation, alarm systems, structural fire resistance ratings, and egress requirements. However, enforcement and inspection frequency are determined locally, which creates variability in implementation across different regions. Federal involvement in fire safety is indirect but still structurally important. The Federal Emergency Management Agency plays a central role in disaster response coordination when incidents exceed local capacity or qualify for federal assistance. While most apartment fires do not reach the threshold for federal disaster declarations, FEMA funding supports preparedness training, emergency response coordination, and resilience planning at the state and local level. These systems are designed to enhance response capability rather than directly regulate building-level fire prevention. During the administration of Donald Trump from 2017 to 2021, federal policy discussions around infrastructure and emergency management indirectly intersected with fire safety systems. Although apartment fire prevention was not addressed as a standalone policy category. In public remarks and official statements, Trump frequently emphasized improving the speed and efficiency of disaster response, particularly through FEMA operations. For example, in White House communications during major disaster response briefings, he described the goal of FEMA as being fast and responsive, reflecting an administrative focus on operational efficiency rather than structural regulatory reform. The broader infrastructure agenda during this period also included proposals to modernize American infrastructure systems, including transportation, utilities, and public safety resilience. While these initiatives were not specifically targeted at apartment fire prevention, improvements in electrical infrastructure, building modernization, and emergency communication systems can indirectly affect fire risk outcomes. However, responsibility for building code enforcement.
All right, y'all, I need y'all to hit the like button. All right, hit the like button. We're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you much as I can tell you, but we're just going to talk about the news story itself. But a lot of details I'm not going to talk about, you know what I mean? But we're going to talk about it. I'm going to let the essay finish up. A lot of people want to hear this. So as you heard, one person jumped out the window and at two stories, and they're pretty high up because there's a hill at the bottom. So y'all, we'll see. We'll get into it though. Hit the like button in the meantime. Don't be a hater all your life.
And residential fire safety remained primarily at the state and county levels, including jurisdictions such as Prince William County. It is important to note that no federal executive orders or legislative actions during the Trump administration specifically created new national standards for apartment fire prevention or arson mitigation. Instead, fire safety policy continued to operate through a decentralized model in which federal agencies provided support and guidance, while local governments maintained enforcement authority. This structure is consistent with long-standing U.S. governance models in housing and building safety regulation. Beyond policy frameworks, understanding apartment fires also requires attention to psychological and sociological dynamics. Research in risk perception, including the work of psychologist Paul Slovic, demonstrates that individuals are more likely to assign significance to rare but visually dramatic events than to statistically common hazards. Apartment fires, which often involve visible flames, smoke, displacement, and emergency response activity, tend to activate heightened emotional and cognitive responses in the public. This phenomenon is further amplified by what scholars describe as threat coupling, where multiple concerns, such as housing safety, governance effectiveness, and infrastructure reliability,
so much, guys, for
become cognitively linked during the interpretation of a single event. As a result,
thank you for the
a
gold
localized
coins
fire incident can quickly evolve into a broader discussion about systemic risk, even when the underlying cause is still under investigation and not yet determined to involve policy failure or negligence. Media amplification plays a reinforcing role in this process. Dramatic visual documentation of fires, combined with narratives of displacement or rescue, increases the likelihood that an incident will be widely shared and interpreted through broader political or social frameworks. However, most apartment fires in the United States do not receive national attention and remain localized events documented primarily through fire department reports and regional news coverage. The April 2026 Woodbridge incident illustrates this dual reality. On one hand, it is a localized emergency with clearly defined operational response and measurable human impact. On the other hand, It reflects broader systemic conditions that characterize multifamily housing safety in rapidly growing suburban regions. Richmond Highway, as a development corridor, continues to experience increased residential density, which places additional pressure on fire response systems, inspection regimes, and infrastructure planning. Ultimately, the fire serves as a case study in how modern residential risk emerges not from a single point of failure, but from the interaction of building design, human behavior, regulatory frameworks, and emergency response capacity. While the immediate cause remains under investigation, the structural conditions that allowed rapid fire spread are well understood within fire safety engineering literature. The event reinforces the importance of continued investment in fire prevention systems, public education on residential fire risks, and ongoing coordination between local and federal agencies. In conclusion, apartment fire incidents such as the one in Woodbridge are not isolated anomalies, but part of a broader national pattern shaped by evolving building technologies, population density, and regulatory structures. Federal policy, including that of the Trump administration era, plays an indirect but meaningful role through disaster response systems and infrastructure planning, while the primary responsibility for prevention remains local. The intersection of these systems determines not only how fires are contained, but how communities recover, interpret, and learn from them.
All right, so I had to prepare that essay for you guys and to give you some facts of what's going on with that situation. Oh, making sure my mic on. All right, so I had to give y'all some information background on everything that's going on in that particular situation involving Kiki and the apartment fire. It's unfortunate that, you know what I'm saying, she's not in her right state of mind when it comes down to everything that has happened. As you know, I've been on social media. I really haven't been going live, things like that. And I didn't want to talk about it for a lot of reasons. And it's a lot of people with fake outrage in the situation when it comes down to what she said today. Now, I would say that when it comes down to the people that are complaining right now, that have been reaching out on the back end, it's like, I mean, let's just go ahead and just talk about Ken in that situation. All right. Ken, it don't matter if you have recordings. I'm just going to tell you, and that's all I can say. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, was she in her right mind when all this went down? And I mean, I don't get it, like how people could even like sit there and like conversate with people that try to put charges on them and all kinds of stuff on either side, Now, would it have been me on the phone with a person who did me like that? True or false? No, not at all. Not at all. So, I mean, did I know about you talking to her the whole time? Absolutely. Absolutely. So nothing was done secretly within that situation. And I mean, all this stuff about love and everything like that. If you got gassed up to believe that, that's on you. And I'm not here to, if you got recordings and everything like that, I mean, you see the end game of what was taking place. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, now as far as her accusations with certain people, now Sonny's over there, having a whole little thing going on with that, Kiki said something about her. I just sit there and watch ZX, and I don't really care for the man. As you see, the man got my face on his page. He's fanned out every day. He got to go live. He's jealous of my people in the chat from the Latrice Island sector and other spaces on the internet, that people know me from. He doing community posts every day. He go live, and he tells me how unattractive I am, a 60-year-old bisexual man that is telling me how unattractive I am. And I'm not interested in men, sir. You know, I hope I do look unattractive to you. All right. I mean, we could talk about your teeth, your hair, lack there of your hair, lack there of your teeth. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is all Jesus. And do you see any black spot at the bottom? You know what I mean? A lot of people are mad because I can eat steak. Cassie, you don't have a Cassie. Oh, is that? Oh, I see two Cassies in the chat. I see Cassie don't have. Oh, no, that's the floating hearts. Okay. So that whole little situation that they got going down with Kiki going over there, I mean, it's nothing. And, you know, people are just acting so fake outraged and everything like that, you know, when it comes down to what she said over there on ZX's today. And ZX was just so excited that, you know, he think that he got some kind of trump card with Kiki, and, you know, he's throwing Kiki under the bus. And the same thing, I mean, even with Ken too, you know, all roads lead back to her, VS being the central figure of their love or whatever. I mean, I don't understand what they're going to get and all of that, you know, and, you know, I mean, people feel like they got some kind of entry with Kiki when it comes to me. And like I said, if you feel like that, I mean, the door is open for you to, you know, shine and, you know, outdo me or whatever. You know, that's fine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play the video so you can hear some of the commentary of the people. So let me go ahead and get one of the videos for you guys. And then that way you can hear it. I'm going to screen share it so that way I can hear the audio and get commentary on it on top of it as well. So let me go ahead and get y'all the video so y'all can hear the people talking in the background. And like I said, this has nothing to do. I'm not going to disclose anything that has anything to do with the case or whatever. And, you know, but at the end of the day, I will say this. This is what you get for being an online stalker. If you participate in online stalking and things like that, as somebody like her that's online that made these enemies, and, if something like that goes down, you're going to be one of the top suspects. If that's the case. I'm not confirming or denying anything, you know what I mean, about questioning or anything like that, you know, because that'll be kind of productive to do so. But before that goes out and all this misinformation, and I know that the beef sector is going live and they twisting narratives and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And they got their master to impress or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, my name has been in mentions all week when it came down to like what's going on in the beef sector. I haven't been going live on it. I don't care about what's going on in that space too much. You know what I mean? Even if I'm content or people talking about me on a constant basis, you know, I'm not there to be part of the drama no more. You know what I'm saying? And never really was. So Kiki went over there with a batch of snakes and enemies, you know, got on the panel. People are making sport of the situation, you know, as I already knew they would. And I'm going to get y'all the video so y'all can hear her. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk, but let me get y'all the videos too. So, you know, she went over there and sometimes she has faith in humanity that isn't real at all. Oh man, let me see if I can get this. I'm trying to get it, but I can play it for you guys. That way I can hear it too. Yeah, sometimes she has faith in humanity and that's not there, especially on YouTube. And I was asked about the people on YouTube, and I just said that, you know, truthfully, a lot of these people are a bunch of derelicts, mentally ill, have very, very low self-esteem. I mean, and their only claim to fame is that they get to come online and be somebody online. Like ZX is over there. He's so angry at me for my internet comes and goings and things like that. You know what I mean? And it's not uncommon for people like him to be that nasty and angry for no reason. So it's doing some weird stuff. So let me try to get it this way. But I don't want to play it through the Instagram app. All right. So I'm gonna just open one by one, and then y'all get to hear it. All right, so y'all will be able to hear it. Hold on a second. Here we go. Turn this off. So this is the real video of someone recorded it in real time when it happened. Y'all saw it in the background.
This is the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone. With Purdue Global, you can turn that time into a degree. These are flexible, high-value degrees that fit your goals and schedule. Visit purdueglobal.edu to find out. This is your unlock.
Whether you're a professional auto technician or working in your home garage, Harbor Freight is the storage solution.
So like I said, I didn't come out here to exploit these situations. You know what I'm saying? Like you see ZX over there trying to do, like he got the teeth, you know?
Wow. That building stay with drama, so ain't no telling. Wow.
You remember the lady said, stay with drama, ain't no telling.
That building stay with drama, so ain't no telling. Wow. That building stay with drama, so ain't no telling. Wow. That building stay with drama, so ain't no telling.
All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. We got 128 people here. Y'all at least get me over 100 likes. You know what I mean? Get me over 100 likes. Please get me over 100 likes. We got 56 likes. All right. All right. So y'all see the situation that's going down. Let me get another video. What's going on, Rob? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Lou? What's going on, Your Pleasure, Cassie, Daniel, Berry Sports, Beauty? What's going on? So what's pitiful is, like, people can go live and say that Kiki's pitiful in her state she's drinking. I told her she looked bad, you know, going over there to all these people and or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's pitiful that people really even thought that this was like a clout chase for her. You know, she's going through, and I'm not trying to be her full-fledged attorney and apologist, but the truth is she went through some trauma. She lost her entire home. Okay, everything was lost, down to the bed. The cat almost died. The cat that's, you know, the gray and white cat that she has. So I saw the cat the other day, and she showed me the cat, and the cat actually has, like, where the white is on, it's like a pretty white mane and part gray, right? And on the cat, you can see where the smoke got into the cat's hairs and things like that. One of the animals got burnt and survived. One of the cats actually got burnt in the fire, but her cat, Bougie Boy, actually survived. And truthfully, I mean, people got all kind of questions about when this happened. It happened when she was out of town, and she was out of town when this happened. So she was actually in El Salvador with her daughter and her daughter's friend when this all took place. So, I mean, she wasn't there, and people talking about, can she jump out the window and all this kind of stuff, you know. I mean, it's just idiotic. And like I said, I didn't come out here try to sensationalize this to make this tea or whatever, because I've been sitting on top of this for a long time. And the thing is, before people go crazy, this is the official report. I'm the person that knew about it from start to finish. I know about all the stuff that's been taking place behind the scenes. Ken ain't been doing nothing in secret at all, you know. And so, yeah, is she in her right state of mind? I don't know. She's not. I would be the first to say she's going through some trauma. And I'm not coming and asking, advocate for sympathy or whatever. You know, that's your prerogative if you want to do it. But this is a person that just lost their home. And, you know, these nasty low-level people are out here acting like, you know, I guess they're just that delusional that they just feel like, you know, oh, this is just something, this is another clout chase. And ZX was over there talking about BS and you clout chase VS with the IHOP and all that goofy stuff because he wants to get back in good graces with VS. So, did I get on her the other day by going over and clicking that clown's link? Yeah, I did. I mean, he has a strong hatred and jealousy for me, you know, and, you know, he wants to be part of the beef sector and stuff like that, you know, fine. And, you know, Kiki went over there the other day just to show off that she's on vacation because I wasn't going live. I was busy. I've been busy living real life. You know, I'm not on sitting on panels and stuff like that. Most you see me was when I was on Lemons panel the other night. You know? And I think I made like a 2-minute guest appearance on Rodney's. That was it. So outside of that, I haven't been on nobody's panel. I haven't been going live. I haven't been going live on a backup channel. None of that. And, you know, I've been revamping the main channel and getting things together to make my old videos go up. And that's what I've been working on this week. So, that's some of the details of the story when it comes to her. I'll just go ahead and play this again for you guys. Like I do have some graphic pictures of what happened too. Okay, y'all see that, and I'm gonna show y'all some of the pictures up close of the apartment. What's going on, Michelle AT? You know what I'm saying? Michael. Oh, it's Michael. What's up? Yeah. Yeah, so Kiki wasn't there at the apartments when it's all developed and happened. And I know people are trying to speculate whether or not she did whatever. And Kiki is not going to jail. I know y'all would love that. She's definitely not going to jail. She had nothing to do with it. All right. And so let me go ahead and show y'all some of the pictures that we have. So this is the end result of the fire. Right. So that's the end result. The whole building is, and everything I'm saying is it's on the local news. It's on the news. All right. So this is the end result. The whole building, the whole part of that apartment section is destroyed. It's all destroyed. All right. So let me get another picture for y'all. I thought I had them downloaded. I don't know. And I'm just showing you guys this to show you that this is the official report, if any. Because everything else, you know how they're going to do. It's going to be speculative. And, you know, you're going to have people over there. Pizarro the troll is going to, like, you know, make most of it because, you know, She's another weirdo hater. I see she's doing live streams and stuff like that, you know, with Kiki name in the title. See if I have it downloaded. All right, so let me go to, I'm gonna go to Instagram and get it for you guys real quick. So I dropped my link I dropped my link briefly. And like I said, you will be streamed before you come up. So we ain't having no slips, we ain't having no RICO reports, none of that. And like I said, it's not my fault. It's not Kiki's fault that a lot of you guys are stalkers. A lot of you guys have been stalking. Now she did tell me that. Now this is what she told me. She said that Sonny magically called her and had a phone number out of the blue. Whether that's true or not. Okay, here it is. I got it all downloaded. Okay. So it's in. Okay. So whether that's true or not, I mean, this is what I'm saying. How do you even start reaching out? Because I know Kiki doesn't reach out to Sonny. And I'm not trying to start no beef with nobody when it comes down to the situation. I really don't care. But I do care enough to come out and just say, okay, let's stick to the facts of the matter. Because you know how they're going to sensationalize this. They're going to be out here. And I'll show y'all the pictures. All right. Let me take this. Turn this off. Picture where it's at. All right, this is the picture right here. So you can see the pictures right there, y'all, of the damage. So Alan said, just got here. You talking about stalking? Yeah, well, what happened is, and I think you're new here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. What's going on, Bama Chick? Ain't seen you in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean, the thing is, she is rattled. You know what I mean? She's rattled. So she's rattled. It ain't too much I can personally do for her, to be very honest about it. You know, I wish I could do more, you know, as far as how she's taking it, but she's taking it in a not so good way, to say the least. Right? So you're gonna hear all kind of speculation and things like that. Like I said, I'm not going into details about nobody who could be potentially be the suspect and all that kind of stuff. You know, if there was a suspect, and trust me, I know everything that she knows about everything that has been taking place. It's just that she just didn't handle this crisis the right way. All right, she just didn't. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the StreamYard link if anybody does want to come up. And because I'm on OBS, you can't P-bomb me. You can't. You can't P-bomb Octavius. You might stream and yell some crazy stuff. But we like 1 minute in the future. So when you see me, I'm in the future already. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be verified to hit my link. If you want to, if anybody got any questions And like I said, I'm not going to go into detail about any suspects and things like that, but I will give you the surface level factual stuff about the situation. And I'm going to go ahead and put that into the description real quick. In the meantime, I'm going to have y'all watch this real quick about Donald Trump's response. He's being criticized. There is like a push for, there is a push, and there is a silent crisis of arson that is taking place in the United States right now. And they've been criticizing Trump's administration on his response to these type of things. But it's pretty much this just talking about the California fires at this point. But you'll get to hear what he's talking about real quick.
The president signed an executive order he claims will cut bureaucratic red tape and speed up reconstruction in the Pacific Palisades and Eaton County.
And also the Red Cross did do a beautiful job stepping in to help Kiki. And a lot of the other survivors of the incident. Luckily, she was not there. And you got to understand, it is traumatic it is very traumatic to be a victim of someone burning down your home, or if that was the case, or if it was arson. Like, I don't know if it's arson. I don't know if it was and I told her that too. I said, we don't know who did it. But that could be, if it was that, let's put it that way, a lot of the people that play ops and play those games online, yeah, you're going to be the first person that, if there is some kind of investigation, you're going to be the first person under scrutiny. And a lot of people have said a lot of crazy things about Kiki. Unwarranted. Now, does she get on here, be loco and be crazy and be drunk? Yes. All right. That's why you never hear me talking, I'm finna pull up, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that, I'm finna attack this, I'm finna attack that, I'm finna mess with your kids. None of that. But we're going to listen to this so I get the other thing ready.
Wildfire areas. He's also taking aim at the governor and LA Mayor Karen Bass.
Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes joining us live from the newsroom with all the details. Rob?
On the surface, it may sound like President Trump's executive order will help speed up the rebuilding process in the wake of the wildfires. But state and local leaders are blasting the move and accusing Trump of slowing the whole process down. Now, it's been more than a year since the Palisades and Eaton fires ripped through the LA area, destroying thousands of homes. Trump late last week signed an executive order that does two things. It seeks to bypass city and county building regulations, and it orders an audit of $3 billion in federal hazard mitigation grant program funds that were granted to California to prevent future fires. But state and local officials say Trump has been the biggest obstacle to rebuilding, blocking a nearly $34 billion disaster relief request from reaching Congress, essentially choking off rebuilding funds. Now, Governor Gavin Newsom this morning tweeting, with 1,625 plus home permits issued, hundreds of homes under construction, and permitting timelines at least 2 times faster than before the fires, an executive order to rebuild Mars would do just as useful. The feds need to release funding, not take over local permit approval speed. The main obstacle is communities not having the money to rebuild. Now, last month, Newsom talked about how California is working to get Trump to let the funding request go through to Congress.
The consensus opinion is Congress is there. We have bipartisan support from all our Republican representatives in California. We continue to work with them and Democratic representatives. It's just moving the president of the United States, and that's difficult. And no one's naive about it, and we'll continue to keep punching.
Now, Trump signed the executive order on Friday, but did not publicly release it until today. It is not clear what effect, if any, that order will have on the pace of rebuilding.
All right, y'all saw that.
Have private enterprise.
And I'm going to go ahead and get y'all the StreamYard link so y'all can come up. But it's going to be in the description. Hold on a second. Because I'm on a long form, it won't work. It won't work if I put it in the chat. And YouTube got it set up like that. So as soon as I update it, I'll let you guys know you can come up. But yeah, she's not taking it well. She's not taking it well. Ain't no secret to that. But there is no intellectual argument that can be made about, the attack and the clout chase and all that kind of stuff. I mean, and like I said, with ZX, everything rolls back to the beef sector and being part of that and the plays and shit like that. And like, truthfully, nothing online is that important to the point where people are going to come over here and just like, as you see, this is a real story. And otherwise, she wouldn't be over there with them pieces of trash, those monsters at all. Y'all already know that. All right, so the link is saved in the description. If anybody wants to come up and hit the link, you're more than welcome. So I'll be here for the next. I'll probably be here for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll be here for the next 10 minutes. So if anybody got any questions, I'll give you guys the understanding of like what has taken place and what has went on. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's here. I see a lot of people from the street sector here, and I see a lot of people from the Latrice Island sector here. Shout out to y'all. Black and beef sector in the building as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, but big shout out to everybody that came through. You know what I mean? But yeah, Kiki has suffered a tragedy, a great tragedy. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this too. So go ahead. But y'all know. So the link is pinned if you do want to come up and give any commentary, questions. Like, I'm more than willing to give you guys any understanding that you may be lacking. What's going on in the safe zone? All right, so I'm trying to get this information. I think I heard something. Yeah, if anybody want to hit the link, go ahead. Meanwhile, I'm going to get this information that I want to give y'all. Yahoo. So I got to put this in. I'm going to get her. If y'all want to send her like any kind of donations, please do so. If you feeling blessed, you want to bless her. I mean, because she did lose everything, And like I said, I didn't want to come out here and put it out here, to sensationalize it or whatever. But I'm gonna get her cash up and I'm gonna put it up on the stream for you guys, and I'll put it in the chat. But I put it up so that way you guys can see it. They don't make it easy to get it. Jesus. I'm trying to get her cash up. But she got a crazy cash app. Hold on. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that photo real quick, and I'll put it up on the screen so you guys, if you want to give a donation to her, you can. But guys, make sure you hit the like button. That helps the algorithm, and it makes me want to come back and go live. So I got this OneDrive. Sorry about y'all. Sorry about for the delay, y'all. Sorry about the delay. But I'm gonna get her cash app and post it. So if you guys do want to help out. But I just want to say, anybody that's out there talking about this story, nobody know more about the story than I do, outside of Kiki, that is associated with social media. And like I said, like who did it and all that kind of stuff is, like I said, it's up in the air about who may have done it. All right. But like I said, like people be so like thinking that they're gonna get over, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like I keep telling people, like, I mean, even like with Ken in a situation, but I got recordings and Ken, like, you really don't know what that situation was about. And like the whole thing is, this is a person that has called the police on you, and a lot of times for good reason. But it's like you really compelled to like feel like you're gonna get over on this lady in some kind of situation, and that ain't gonna happen. It's not. That's not what's happening. All right, so this is our cash app right here. If you guys want to cash app Kiki, we blow it up. That's our cash app right there on the screen. All right, moderators, please go ahead and write that down because I'm in the middle of the live stream. She got a long. Matter of fact, let me try to do it. I'll do it. The link is pinned in the description if you want to come up and ask questions. But see, like I'm live right now, and everybody gonna be like speculating and making up this, making up that. You know what I'm saying? Saying it's for the clout and everything. When Kiki right now don't even have a channel. You know what I'm saying? She don't have a channel. Did I send it? Yeah, she don't even have a channel. So it definitely ain't for no clout chasing. The lady lost her house. She lost her home. And luckily, if it was motivated by malicious intent, she wasn't home when the hater, if there was a hater, oh, is that 3 A's in there? Okay, 2 A's. All right, so I'm gonna validate it before I send it out. So y'all see the cash app. If you want to help out Kiki in her situation, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do so. Because this is not a fraud. She did lose her home. All right. Okay, you got it up there. Thank you, Cassie. Yeah, because I'm doing the live stream, and I appreciate that. All right. And like you said, like when it comes down to a lot of these people, I'm not gonna go. I like when it comes down to ZX and stuff like that, right? So like ZX been calling my name for a minute. You know what I mean? He really wants me to go live on him because his channel's dying. He wanted to impress me by saying he turned on his monetization. I mean, and the crux of everything that you're talking about is messy, you know what I'm saying, what is called like they call it inauthentic content. So because everything, like I did an educational thing, this is in the news and things like that. This is pretty much a newsreel. Right now we already over 2,000 views. You know what I'm saying? And they hate because of that. I haven't came on here and I ain't really drag. I ain't cuss nobody out or nothing like that. And if I did want to do that, it'd definitely be better than what you could ever do. You know what I'm saying? You're not a comedian. You stay on the same thing over and over again. And I mean, as far as Sonny go, like I did hear something about, she did say something about Sonny called her out of the blue after the fire. Okay? This was after the fire. And like I said, I don't go behind the scenes and mess with none of y'all. I don't care about your information. I don't care about your mama. I don't care about your mama. I don't care about your kids. None of that. I don't. I personally do not care about where you guys live and your children and your goings on in your real life. You know what I'm saying? And you should appreciate a person like me that is intelligent as I am and not a cyber stalker. Now, but with all that doxing and trolling, I'm going to play around and things like that. Now, we don't even know. Or you don't even know, like, people will be posting, like, her address. People will be posting her address all the time. All right? Now, if that address being posted online is tied back to you, then what are you going to do? One of your followers or something like that say, well, I was watching YouTube and they was talking about my favorite YouTuber and things like that. And doxing is a federal offense. All right? And that building is worth at least $2 million. If not, if it's like worth over at least $2 million or $2.5 million. All right? With all those probably more than that. Who knows? Who knows how much damage? Then people have really got hurt in that situation. Now you're one of the people that have been putting her full name out there, putting her address out there, stalking, trying to impress other people online and things like that. And then, okay, you might be one of the people in question if there is nefarious intent that have taken place when it came down to that. I'm not confirming or denying whether or not it was nefarious intent. But I would say that, hey, she put Ken out there, said she was talking to Ken. Did I know she was talking to Ken on the phone? Yes. Okay. Anybody that called me from offline, they know I'm suspicious as hell. And like I said, I'm like your manager at work. I'm going to purposely misdirect and lie to you. I'm not going to give you full answers about my private life or Kiki's private life. And there have been multiple people reached out to me for multiple reasons. I did not bring one iota of any Kiki's information up, right? Because it's not the internet business. But like I said, I want to come out and give the official report on what has taken place with Kiki instead of the speculation and things like that. Because we already know they're going to speculate. We already know that these people are untalented, they're unpretty, you know what I'm saying? And they're miserable. And then they got to come out there and lie roast and things like that. So like Kiki went over there. Obviously she had to be drunk and depressed out of her motherfucking mind. That's the only curse I'm going to use. To go over there to the ZX link, to hit the link, to confide in them demons over there in the first place. So obviously that shows a case of a mental breakdown because she felt like somebody tried to take her out. All right? Point blank, period. Yeah. Yeah, point blank period. So why Kiki involved ZX and calling Ken? Well, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all put the pieces together. If you want to put the pieces together, why she's been talking to these people. But like I said, Ken, you were recorded as well. All of the conversations. Okay? Like you thinking that, oh, I'm gonna sneak and do this and sneak and try to get a little phone bone and say that Octavius, she loved me over Octavius, stuff like that. I mean, bro. I mean, it's idiotic. All right. Okay, somebody say Sunny Doc's Kiki address, I believe a few weeks ago. I believe when she was dragging Ken and saying Ken gave her address. You know, I mean, no. Sunny has done that multiple times. Okay, Sunny has posted her stuff multiple times. All right. What's going on, Diva? Yeah, Sunny has posted her stuff multiple times. Like I said, if there is nefarious intent, a lot of you that have been putting her stuff out there, been putting her doxing and doing weirdo stuff, and know there's like one weirdo out there, you know what I mean? A lot of you will be, you're looking very suspicious, to say the least. You're looking very suspicious. Thank you so much, Cassie, for posting her Cash App. You know what I mean? If you enjoying Kiki come first, so y'all go ahead and hit her Cash App. If you want to send me something as well, maybe something small, that's fine too. You know what I mean? But I hope she gets some, I hope y'all can support. Make sure you guys hit the like button. All right? Thank you so much, Diva, for sharing it out. All right? So I can't hear the video in the background. I got it playing in the background as I talk to show you that this is not a fraud. This is not me playing. This is not a play to get in no storyline. All right? It's not a play to get in no storyline at all. You know what I mean? Especially not in no beef sector. My name was being called yesterday about a couple of days ago when I went over to Lemons. I went live and he responded to certain people over there, responded to Jay Dunn, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. I let it go. I mean, in ZX been, you know what I'm saying, reaching for me forever. You know what I mean? And it like I don't care. You know what I mean? I really don't. But like I said, right now we well over 2,000 views on this video. Well over. I mean, dry mustard. If you want to believe that she set a house on fire, that's cool. If you want to believe that. I mean, how can she run back to Ken? Like they're gonna be on the phone hunting or something? I mean, okay. I just told you. I said Ken been recorded as well.
This is the 1,400 hours a year you waste.
I can give that out since he said he recorded it and I heard that. And like I said, I'm not beefing with Ken. Because like I said, Ken, I was privy to all of I was privy to everything that was going on. All right? And you saw the end result. I don't know why you keep trying to think that you're going to like sneak in her inbox and win her over behind the scenes. And I mean, it's idiotic. I mean, I'm just giving you advice on that. It's stupid. Okay? It's stupid. So was it deemed arson? I'm not gonna confirm or deny or nothing when it came down to what it is. I'll just say that if in these type of situations, if you are one of the people that have been putting her information out, you're looking very suspicious. Okay? That's as much as I can tell you.
Professional auto technician or working in your home garage. Harbor Freight is the storage solution.
Because there's been a lot of people that have been breaking federal laws when it comes to that lady, posting her full name, posting her address, doxing online. And if this shit is internet related, if you one of your followers done went out there and did something on the behest of you under your influence, yeah, I mean, you could be in some weirdo shit as well. It don't have to necessarily be the content rated.
This is the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone. With Purdue Global, you
Okay,
can
not Sunny saying she did things to come out of her mouth.
high-value degrees that fit your goals and schedule.
Oh, where's the article?
EDU to find out. This
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Whether you're a professional auto technician
Oh,
or
man.
working in your home garage, Harbor Freight is the storage solution.
Yeah, I have to go. Let me see if I can pull. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Now, all I'm doing is reporting the news. I showed y'all some pictures and things like that.
This is the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone. With Purdue
So I'll pull it up right now.
degree. These are flexible, high-value degrees that fit your goals and schedule. Visit PurdueGlobal.edu to find out. This is your unlock.
Whether you're a professional auto technician or working in your home garage, Harbor Freight is the storage solution.
Wow. That building stayed with drama, so ain't no telling.
This is the 1,400 hours a year you waste on your phone.
April 21st, 2026.
These are flexible,
Woodbridge, Virginia
high-value
fire.
degrees that fit your
Apartment
goals and schedule. Visit PurdueGlobal.edu to find out. This
Apartment
is your
building.
unlock.
Whether you're a professional auto technician or working in your home garage, Harbor Freight is the storage solution.
All right, so we got it. This is also. Let me show y'all on my computer. All right, so this it right here. Hold up, I got y'all. All right, so we blow it up. This is on Instagram. This is 2 weeks ago. Insider Devon News right here. So this is the news of the situation. I'm gonna go to their Instagram and show y'all that. And I'll show you the. This is on Instagram right here. So you can see this was posted 2 weeks ago. And I'll get some more news articles in a minute. Hold up. Yeah. All right, this is the news article right here. I'm gonna post it for you guys. Three injured, 18 displaced out there. 2-alarm apartment fire in Woodbridge. You can see the live ad right there. So these are all receipts proving that, yeah, this went down. This ain't fake and none of that. Right? All right, this is the damage. I'm going to take myself down so y'all can see it better. You want, like I said, if you want to donate to Kiki, you know what I'm saying? Send her a donation. Well, like Dreamy Genie Blue, they don't necessarily have to be the person doing it. It could be like, it's not necessarily, I'm not here to accuse nobody of anything. I'm not here to say that Sonny did all of that. What I will say is that Sonny has been doxing, and a lot of other people have been doxing the woman's address forever. Okay? They've been doing that. All right? Now, it was suspicious after the fire. Sonny did call her right after the fire. And then there was no explanation how she got the phone number, because Kiki changed the phone number. All right? So, like I said, doing weirdo activity online can get you in a situation where people could be looking into you. Okay? So, like, you know what I'm saying? They love the docs and things like that. And, like, Kiki hasn't been online, even been a content creator for a long time. But I'll say going on 3 months. All right? And I don't understand the obsession. We got one guy out there talking about his penis is being zapped every day by a Starlink and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like she called her after she called. So even if it's like a mishap, it's like, that's why you don't mess with people after. You don't mess with people offline. You don't mess with them. Because like in real life shit like this happen, you could be the person that could be looked into, or it could be somebody you influence, or whatever it could be. All right? So you could have been the person that influenced the situation and all that kind of stuff. And then, the authorities could be looking at you like, okay, it looks like you was the one that did it. All right? So that's why you never heard me. I've been mad at Kiki multiple times, but you never heard me get on here and make no threats. I know Kiki in real life, but I ain't never got on here and made no threats. I ain't never talked about her daughter and what I'm going to do to her daughter. I ain't posted her address and all that. And I've been violated by Kiki more than anybody online. Like, that's the truth. All right? But you ain't never heard me. And I know in real life. But I ain't never came out here and said, I'm going to, no threats or nothing like that. Never doxed her, never put out or like none of that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of people who have been doing that under the behest of trying to be impressing weirdos that they never meet. Like ZX over there dragging, I called herself Dragon. I called herself the queen of the black sector. ZX, you know what I'm saying, was over there calling herself dragging her about, this, that, the third, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his stuff, getting all her relationship like a good broken wrist sissy. You know what I'm saying? His wrist is totally broken over there, and he over there, child, you are doing it for clout, honey, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, all he's trying to do is get in good graces with VS. All right. And a lot of other people wants to get in good graces with VS because they understand that Kiki and VS have this, you know, animus, you know, supposed animus between one another. And everybody's trying to capitalize by getting favor. So I'll just say, Black sector, do not believe that bullshit about ZX being like a pro-Black sector and all that. He was thrown away by VS, and he's doing everything he can to get in her good graces. Okay. Now, speaking of her, who knows about her moving after that or whatever. That's public record. Like, I'm not giving y'all anything behind the scenes. I'm not telling y'all about anything concerning no investigations or the details of it or whatever. Not at all. But I'm just giving y'all clarity, all right, of what's going on, because Kiki's not clear. But they were saying that she came online to lie about this for sympathy and all that kind of stuff. No, she's distraught. She lost her home. All right. And then we have Pizarro over there. I thought it was Team Beef Factor. Beef Factor, stick together and all that kind of stuff. You know, Beef Factor. You know. But see, like, that's why you can't respect people like Pizarro, who's a troll that has no skin in the game. Don't have to deal with nobody doxing or putting out her information and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's why I have zero respect for her. You know what I mean? She can go over there and make up whatever kind of lies. And now I did hear that VS was over there talking about me the other day too. So let me go ahead. You know, she was talking about wide hips. Well, I mean, lady, I've lost weight. I lost weight. And I ain't doing through no Ozempic, no shots, no artificial, whatever. And I have all my reproductive organs, and they're all there. You know what I'm saying? So if I come online and call you empty womb, it is factual that you have no more or reproductive guts inside of that cavern of yours. All right? But that's the facts of your life, right? That's the facts of your life, and everything that we're seeing online is artificial and chemically induced when it comes to you and your health. Okay? Even when it comes down to your teeth, they're all flat. You know what I'm saying? Look like choppers more than teeth. You don't have these Jesus teeth, right? This is what God gave me. All right? Just like my hair is what God gave me, even though it's gray. You can see this all authentic or whatever, and it ain't hurt y'all feelings. And then the thing is, yes, y'all see us go on vacations. Y'all stay mad. Y'all stay angry. Y'all got to sit over there hypothesize and drag me for filth or whatever. And when you call yourself dragging me, no, you're just over there home and alone, laid in your bed by yourself with your rabbit, or you're looking for, or in Ken's situation, looking for someone to beat off over the phone with. And what I'm saying is not unfactual. It's the facts of what they do. Ken has phone sex with a lot of these women online, and that's his sexual conquest. I'm not dragging him. I'm telling you the truth. Okay? VS just showed, when Candy was over there, she pulled out and showed her sex toy, her rabbit. Something that, some artificial tongue, I guess that is, to put downstairs. You know what I'm saying? I guess the only thing she does have is the outer organs, the outer part of the body. That's why she called herself Big D Energy, because she got to fantasize that right there is what it is, because inside there's no more way of reproducing anything, and her estrogen level is down to 0, and she's taking shots. She most likely probably taking shots like a transgender at this point. Okay? To stay feminine and to keep that voice, you know what I'm saying, on the level. All right? See, I ain't got to come out here and cuss, you know what I'm saying, to read, you know what I'm saying, like I said, read a motherfucking facts of their life. We ain't got to do all that. But it's the facts. We know that you ain't got nothing. You call me wide hips. I can just lose weight and lose my wide hips, which I have. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But ain't no more cycles for you, baby. Ain't no more cycles for you. Ain't no more guts. okay, going on it. Ain't no more guts or anything eternal. Nothing maternal could ever take place down there. And you're surviving based off science, chemicals, and manipulation of the body. Without that, you would not be alive. God was trying to take you the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to, you know what I'm saying, your real health. Okay? Now, I'm the poorest nigga on YouTube. Matter of fact, y'all hit the cash up, Octavius Prime, and also ATM Carrera, aka Prime. You know, hit that too. All right? Go ahead and hit that. Greatly appreciate it. All right? But that's just what it is. See all the people laughing in the chat. I really don't have to go. And then the even thing with ZX, like, dude, like, you're talking about Herman Monster. But ladies, if you got with me, you know what I'm saying? You can rub my hair and everything like that. And then, you know, if I have a kid with you, I'm going to pass on good hair genetics to our sons. Okay? Our sons won't be like ZX at 60 years old. They'll be like me. They'll be like me in my mid-40s with a full head of hair. Okay? And I got good genetics to keep all my teeth. Okay? And I don't have to get on chemicals and get on Ozempic. Remember, I'm the poorest nigga in the world. Ozempic costs like $3,000 a month. And I ain't got no medical insurance. That's it. I ain't got nothing. Right? But at the end of the day, I lost the weight because Jesus designed it to be so. Okay? Lost the weight due to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Moses. My eye not dimmed down, neither is my natural force abated. Okay? I know it hurts. I know y'all a bunch of munchkins and miscreants and sexual deviants, and that's why everything got to be about pedophilia and putting jackets on black men, and even black men, gay men don't matter. You know, the man hate, you know what I'm saying? You hate, and I hate ovulating. Praise God that you are ovulating, Deeper Tomboys. Praise Jesus. Okay? Praise God. Because everybody ain't got that. Okay? I mean, you can go and get on what that birth control. You know what I'm saying? That's an option for you because you have all your guts. Okay? But these people are missing guts, they're missing teeth, they having all kind of lymphodemas, gout, swollen feet, swollen ankles that we have seen with our real life. We have seen bald mouth. We've seen one tooth. You know what I'm saying? So ZX, before you talk to me, you know what I'm saying? I want you to go and have a steak dinner in your local restaurant. Go to your local restaurants and get a ribeye steak. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, go ahead and get you some Kobe beef or something like that. The softest beef that you can chew. And let's see how that works out for you. Okay? And I want you to go live. I want you to go live and eat a steak. Okay? Eat a steak, eat an apple on live, and then you can come and talk to me. After that, little man, you know what I'm saying? Don't speak on me. I don't care about you. I don't care. I don't care if you think that I was Rob Rex Flunky, Tracy's Flunky, or whoever's Flunky, and I made this, I made that. You know what I'm saying? But what I tell you, I go live on my main channel. I go live on my main channel. All kinds of people, you know what I'm saying, from different nations are showing up. Okay? From all different nations of the earth, okay, show up to this channel to hear me, you know what I'm saying, spit that fire, you know what I'm saying, and talk that hot shit. Yeah. Yeah, please donate to Kiki if you're feeling rich. If you're feeling rich also, you know what I'm saying, yeah. They built your gym in the basement. And no, that's why they're so mad about me walking everywhere, because I can walk. I can walk miles. I did 6 miles today and I didn't have a gout flare up. Okay? I don't have heart disease. I ain't struggling with diabetes or nothing like that. They're mad at my health. They're mad at me flying out, you know what I'm saying, with my beautiful girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Is she handling this trauma well? Absolutely not. But we came out here to give y'all the facts of what's going on. For niggas come out here and sensationalize it, because, you know, that's what they're going to try to do. Or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? And like the thing is, see, we live right now. And other widows may be live at this time. But see, Octavius got his own crowd. Period. His own. Okay? Got his own crowd. I've been told y'all that. Okay? Does she have an Amazon wish list? I don't think she does. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she does. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, donate. You know, if you got, even if you got $5, just send her a message to say, you know, whatever you have. If even if it's just $5, send her a message just saying you're praying for her. You know that all that. You know, like I said, I could have came out and did let everybody know, but I didn't really want to do that. You know. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for all the well wishes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? I see people putting comments under the videos, things like that. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. All right. And as you see, I put the link put the link in the description. None of those people came over to ask no questions for clarity, because that's not what they want. They want to run a story. You know, they want to put some lies with it. You know what I mean? And that's it, and that's all. Okay? So the link is posted in the description if you want to come up and click the link. I can't post it while I'm on a long form. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I'm rich and nothing like that, but I'm not bothered like they are. Right? Now, like I said, I'm you know, through this all, I'm just being understanding as much as I can be with her situation. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my wish for her to come on YouTube to talk to these demons. Because as you see, when she was over there on ZX channel, the first thing he did when she got down, they started like rat packing her, like we already knew he would. You know, he want to get in favor with VS again. You know what I'm saying? And same thing even with Ken. You know what I mean? I mean, Ken could go live and scream and yell. I really don't care. I don't care. I mean, and then the thing is, he thought he was doing something behind my back and being slick. And bro, like, I just want to say that you were recorded as well. That's what I can tell you. All right? Wasn't nothing done in the dark. He wasn't getting one over on me or nothing. He said, T Latte said, Octavius, my prayers go out to Kiki. I just want to. Well, T Latte, it's more than meets the eyes with that situation. You know, I'm alluding to, I can't tell you why, but that's more meets the eyes. Like I said, people that have doxed her, I'll say, hypothetically, if this is a result of arson, people who doxed her, who's been coming at her with threats of injury, you know what I'm saying? It's not a good look for nobody who've done that. I say it wouldn't be a good look for anybody who's done that. There was millions of dollars of property damage, you know what I'm saying, when in this situation. And you know, this ain't just like some country bunking beef sector situation. If that's the case, you know what I mean? Does that mean that other people may be involved? If that's the case, now play with it if you want, right? Play with it if you want. Like I say, you don't have to be the person to put out that information. Like, you don't have to be the person to pull up, but you could be the influence of that happening. That's why it's not cool to dox people and tie yourself to all this, this weird stuff. Because, hey, she don't know. She don't know like I don't know who did it. But like I said, all that like playing around. Oh, I got your phone number. I'm calling you out of the blue. I'm calling your parents. I'm calling your mama. And then see, the thing is, something happened to somebody's mama or their house, and they wondering who did. Oh, well, it was an idiot online posted my address. All right. I wasn't over there to watch it, so somebody hit me up. Somebody hit me up on the back end, and they told me that she was over there. I don't watch CX. I don't watch it. Like I said, I went live on my own channel. The B sector is live doing multiple things. Black sector doing their thing and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I go live over here. I got over 100 people, 130 people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it ain't just because of that. I'm on the main channel. I don't go live talking about any of this stuff. Only reason why I'm going live talking about it is to clear the facts up before it gets out of hand with speculation and the fraud and all this kind of stuff. Kiki was out of town. You could be online making up your lies and your scenarios and stuff if you want. That's cool. Okay? But I guarantee those folks downtown ain't going to give a rat's behind about what y'all saying in the chitness circuit of YouTube. They're not. Okay? Somebody, they're going to call and they're going to... I would suggest that you don't fuck with that. Don't call them. Don't call. Get yourself tied into some... You know what I'm saying? Call that apartment place if you want. You're going to be looking stupid. Now, I'm just letting you guys know. It ain't something that you want to play with. Okay? I know that firsthand. You don't want to play with that situation. Now, just like I told y'all, I'll be a prophet. Them people just lost a $2 million unit. They don't give a damn about what you feel like, what took place on the internet. And if they got anything going on, I'm pretty sure they got a fire marshal and an investigator and detectives are looking into that loss of property and harm to real people. So play with fire, arson, injury, and all that kind of stuff if you want, you idiot. I wouldn't do it. But y'all gonna do what y'all want. And y'all gonna be looking stupid. Okay? Like Ken over thinking that he was getting over, or I'm sneaking talking to Kiki. Bro, we already knew that. I already knew that she was talking to you on the phone. Okay? You didn't get one up on nobody. Then, like I said, you've been accused. And even I heard Sonny over on Pieces when I went over there just to see it. Because Pisa is another behind kisser. She wants to prove her value to the VS and all that. I mean, a lot of y'all are just cultish in mindset. That's why it's stupid to even talk to a lot of them people over there. Or to address them. That's why I haven't been going live. I came over here for people that will listen, they have a reasonable mind. They will listen. They will see that this is an official report. And like I say, nobody else has the insight on this situation online outside of me. And I ain't putting no jackets on nobody. I ain't saying nobody did it. But I will say that Sonny called her after the situation. For what reason, Sonny? I don't know why. If you don't like somebody, if I don't like somebody, I'm not calling them. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't watch ZX. Yeah, I don't watch them people. Well, in the beginning of the live, I did a pretty much a AI forensics report on everything that happened without mentioning the name of the apartment. You know what I mean? Um, so it tells you about somebody did jump out the second story window to escape the fire. Her cat was her cat had stains, smoke stains. If y'all remember her cat, Bougie Kitty, a Bougie cat, he has a white and gray mane, and part of his white part of his is like it looked like cigarette smoke, something like that on like a cigarette butt. Part of the white mane is stained from the smoke, so the cat barely escaped. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, like I didn't go into details of what I know personally of what they suspect, what happened with the fire, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not confirming or denying whether it was arson and who did it, what happened. What I will say is it's not a good look in these situations when somebody has suffered a loss like that. Yeah, the cat almost didn't make it. One of the cats got scorched and got burned, but survived. But I think everybody survived. There was no death, but two people were injured. Like I said, one person jumped from the apartment. They jumped from the apartment building. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. You know what I mean? Does Kiki has renter insurance? That's not y'all business. If she has it or not, that's not y'all business. Matter of fact, it ain't my business if she had it or not. Like I said, she's just dealing with loss of everything that she's owned. The American Red Cross did a lot of great things to help her, you know what I mean, in the situation that she's in. And like I said, if you guys are willing to help, the Cash App is really available up on the screen right next to my face. You know, I'm not making this about me. You know what I'm saying? Donate to ATM Kiera, aka Kiki. It's the Cash App right there next to me if you want to donate. Okay, you can donate to her. How much money you would like, even if it's $1. If you wanted to say, you know, keep your head up, things like that, that'll make her feel a lot better. She's going through a lot. She's suffering trauma. Okay, and you know, she's suffering trauma, and that's all you just saw is a person that's traumatized. So, I mean, people are making it about clout chasing, beef sector, and all that bullshit is stupid. And I don't give a damn who said it. I really don't. Okay? What's going on, pretty lady? You sending more than $1? That's good. I mean, no, it's just saying that you sending something just for, because in the street sector, especially pretty lady, you know, there's like Kiki has given out hundreds of dollars to people while she was a content creator. She's given out hundreds of dollars to her audience and things like that. You know what I mean? Like I say, when people are in crisis, I'll step aside even on my own channel and say, hey, you know, donate to this person. You know what I'm saying? Donate to this person in a situation. You know, I've done it for Rob, and I've done it for a few other people. You know, I went through some crisis and stuff like that. And my crowd usually is very generous. So this is a good cause. Let's do something to brighten her day. And I greatly appreciate y'all. What's going on, Sheena? I thought I had you. You go ahead. Yeah, I thought I had you modded up, Sheena. Yeah. Yeah, thank y'all so much, Street Sector, for coming through. I see y'all in the building. Black Sector, Latrice Allen Sector. ZX is not Patrice Allen. Okay, it's Latrice Allen. Okay. Shout out to the Black Sector. And listen, Black Sector, sometimes I be talking trash, but y'all have my back. A lot of people on the Black Sector have my back. So I'll be talking trash about this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You support me, I mess with you. All right. So make sure you guys go ahead, send a donation to Kiki, help her out. You know what I mean? Or just send a $1 or $5 or, and I'm not trying to limit whatever you use, but just that help or that support, because she's distraught. And to be honest, I'm not skilled to help her in this situation. I'm not a trained professional, any of that. You know what I'm saying? But she lost everything. I mean, and however people want to take it, that's that issue. How they want to take it, that's fine. And I'm not trying to coach y'all to do anything one way or the other. You know, and I know people are going to be taking it to hell, you know what I'm saying, because of who she is. But she's not in her right state of thinking. And trust me, she would definitely not go to no ZX channel, you know what I'm saying, if she was in her right state of mind. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play. Some of the story so you can get the understanding of what happened for those that are late. Right. And we're going to go ahead and call it a night. If you want to listen to the story again, I'm going to go ahead and play it. And that way you can get an understanding of everything that happened with the situation.
On April 20th, 2026, a 2-alarm apartment fire broke out in the Woodbridge, Virginia area along the Richmond Highway corridor, a densely populated stretch of Prince William County characterized by multifamily housing, commuter infrastructure, and rapid residential expansion. The fire began in the early afternoon, around 2 p.m., inside a 3-story apartment structure. According to public incident reporting, the origin of the fire is believed to have been on either the 2nd or 3rd floor before rapidly extending into a shared stairwell and spreading into multiple residential units. This pattern of vertical and lateral fire movement is consistent with known vulnerabilities in multi-unit residential construction, where stairwells, hallways, and ventilation systems can unintentionally accelerate the spread of smoke and flame once fire breaches compartmentalized barriers. The response to the incident was immediate and substantial. More than 24 firefighters from the Prince William County Fire and Rescue were dispatched, with mutual aid assistance from neighboring Fairfax County units. The fire was elevated to a 2-alarm classification, indicating both the intensity of the blaze and the operational resources required to contain it. Fire crews worked for over an hour to extinguish the flames, conduct search and rescue operations, and ventilate affected units to reduce smoke accumulation and structural heat retention. The coordination between jurisdictions reflects standard emergency management protocols in Northern Virginia, where population density and interconnected road networks necessitate regional cooperation during major incidents. The human consequences of the fire were significant, though no fatalities were reported in available public records. 3 adults were transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. In addition to these injuries, the evacuation process itself was hazardous. One resident escaped by jumping from a second-story window, while another was rescued from the third floor using a ground ladder deployed by firefighters. Several additional residents were assisted from balconies, underscoring the importance of exterior rescue capabilities when interior escape routes become compromised by smoke or heat. In total, at least 18 residents were displaced after county officials determined the structure unsafe for continued occupancy. Approximately 12 apartment units were reported as directly impacted by fire, smoke, or water damage from suppression efforts. Temporary housing assistance was coordinated through the American Red Cross in partnership with the property management entity responsible for the building. While the cause of the fire remains under investigation, the structural behavior of the incident aligns with well-documented fire dynamics in multifamily housing. The National Fire Protection Association has consistently identified residential structures as the most common site of fire incidents in the United States, with cooking, electrical failures, and heating equipment representing the leading ignition sources. Once ignition occurs in a densely packed apartment environment, fire spread is often influenced less by the initial cause and more by building design features such as stairwell configuration, fire door integrity, and the presence or absence of sprinkler systems. In this case, the involvement of a shared stairwell is particularly significant. Stairwells in multi-story buildings are designed as protected evacuation routes, but they can become conduits for vertical fire spread if fire-rated doors fail to close properly or if smoke pressurization overwhelms containment design. Once compromised, a stairwell can function as a chimney effect pathway, drawing heat and smoke upward and exposing multiple floors simultaneously. This dynamic significantly increases the complexity of firefighting operations and often necessitates simultaneous interior suppression and exterior rescue strategies. At the policy level, apartment fire safety in the United States exists within a multi-tiered regulatory framework that includes local building codes, state enforcement agencies, and federal guidance systems. The International Code Council provides model fire codes that are adopted and modified by local jurisdictions, such as Prince William County. These codes regulate sprinkler installation, alarm systems, structural fire resistance ratings, and egress requirements. However, enforcement and inspection frequency are determined locally, which creates variability in implementation across different regions. Federal involvement in fire safety is indirect but still structurally important. The Federal Emergency Management Agency plays a central role in disaster response coordination when incidents exceed local capacity or qualify for federal assistance. While most apartment fires do not reach the threshold for federal disaster declarations, FEMA funding supports preparedness training, emergency response coordination, and resilience planning at the state and local level. These systems are designed to enhance response capability rather than directly regulate building-level fire prevention. During the administration of Donald Trump from 2017 to 2021, federal policy discussions around infrastructure and emergency management indirectly intersected with fire safety systems. Although apartment fire prevention was not addressed as a standalone policy category. In public remarks and official statements, Trump frequently emphasized improving the speed and efficiency of disaster response, particularly through FEMA operations. For example, in White House communications during major disaster response briefings, he described the goal of FEMA as being fast and responsive, reflecting an administrative focus on operational efficiency rather than structural regulatory reform. The broader infrastructure agenda during this period also included proposals to modernize American infrastructure systems, including transportation, utilities, and public safety resilience. While these initiatives were not specifically targeted at apartment fire prevention, improvements in electrical infrastructure, building modernization, and emergency communication systems can indirectly affect fire risk outcomes. However, responsibility for building code enforcement and residential fire safety remained primarily at the state and county levels, including jurisdictions such as Prince William County. It is important to note that no federal executive orders or legislative actions during the Trump administration specifically created new national standards for apartment fire prevention or arson mitigation. Instead, fire safety policy continued to operate through a decentralized model in which federal agencies provided support and guidance, while local governments maintained enforcement authority. This structure is consistent with long-standing U.S. governance models in housing and building safety regulation. Beyond policy frameworks, understanding apartment fires also requires attention to psychological and sociological dynamics. Research in risk perception, including the work of psychologist Paul Slovic, demonstrates that individuals are more likely to assign significance to rare but visually dramatic events than to statistically common hazards. Apartment fires, which often involve visible flames, smoke, displacement, and emergency response activity, tend to activate heightened emotional and cognitive responses in the public. This phenomenon is further amplified by what scholars describe as threat coupling, where multiple concerns, such as housing safety, governance effectiveness, and infrastructure reliability, become cognitively linked during the interpretation of a single event. As a result, a localized fire incident can quickly evolve into a broader discussion about systemic risk, even when the underlying cause is still under investigation and not yet determined to involve policy failure or negligence. Media amplification plays a reinforcing role in this process. Dramatic visual documentation of fires, combined with narratives of displacement or rescue, increases the likelihood that an incident will be widely shared and interpreted through broader political or social frameworks. However, most apartment fires in the United States do not receive national attention and remain localized events documented primarily through fire department reports and regional news coverage. The April 2026 Woodbridge incident illustrates this dual reality. On one hand, it is a localized emergency with clearly defined operational response and measurable human impact. On the other hand, it reflects broader systemic conditions that characterize multifamily housing safety in rapidly growing suburban regions. Richmond Highway, as a development corridor, continues to experience increased residential density, which places additional pressure on fire response systems, inspection regimes, and infrastructure planning. Ultimately, the fire serves as a case study in how modern residential risk emerges not from a single point of failure, but from the interaction of building design, human behavior, regulatory frameworks, and emergency response capacity. While the immediate cause remains under investigation, the structural conditions that allowed rapid fire spread are well understood within fire safety engineering literature. The event reinforces the importance of continued investment in fire prevention systems, public education on residential fire risks, and ongoing coordination between local and federal agencies. In conclusion, apartment fire incidents such as the one in Woodbridge are not isolated anomalies, but part of a broader national pattern shaped by evolving building technologies, population density, and regulatory structures. Federal policy, including that of the Trump administration era, plays an indirect but meaningful role through disaster response systems and infrastructure planning, while the primary responsibility for prevention remains local. The intersection of these systems determines not only how fires are contained, but how communities recover, interpret, and learn from them.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you can send a donation, or if it's $1 just to say, keep your head up. Greatly appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.